Welcome, everyone. I am Teresa from Honeymoon Islands, and you are attending this local webinar called Travel Tuesdays with Teresa. And today we're featuring some of the luxury properties around the world. And our co-host today is Lisa DiPaolo. Did I pronounce your name right?
Paula, yep, good.
Okay. She's with JCR, which is a representation company in the United States. And her company actually works directly with the travel advisor to help us understand some of the world's greatest properties and what makes them different. And we're going to bring that information to you. So welcome, Lisa. You take over.
Thank you.
And it's your show now.
Perfect. All right, great. Thank you, Teresa. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa. As Teresa mentioned, I am from JCR. We represent properties all over the world. And what makes us unique and our properties unique is that they're all independent, small hotels, but luxury. So they're little hidden gems in places of the world that you wouldn't be able to find on your own. That's why you use Teresa, because we educate her. She learns about all these properties that we found, and then she brings them to you. So I'm going to just share my screen and we can get started. So I'm going to basically take you on a journey around the world. We will be in, Teresa, can you see that?
Yeah, we're in Africa.
Okay, perfect. So this is our company, Janine Cefali Representation. So we have all these properties. So we'll start in Ireland. This is Ballyfin. This is not too far from Dublin, about an hour and 15 minutes west of Dublin. This is great as a start or end to your Irish vacation. We have 3 properties in Ireland, which makes a beautiful trifecta to really get to see the countryside, and you can start or stop in Dublin and get to see the city. So this is an old Georgian manor. You go to this area, which is called County Laois, for Ballyfin. You don't go there for anything else. So this is where you're going to want to press pause with your loved ones. This is 11 and older, so it is for older children. And it reminds me of Downton Abbey. So it feels like you're walking around and you can feel like a queen or a princess or a king walking around in this manner, which is really beautiful. So the owner of this hotel is actually from Chicago. He married an Irish woman. This property was in full disrepair. He, I think it's 9 years ago now, maybe less, 7 years, they went into 9, sorry. They did a full renovation because the whole hotel went into full disrepair. So the Coote family owned it. Then it went to a boys' school, to a co-ed school. And what's really unique is that when you get to the property, one of the students, we have 2 of the students that used to come to this school, and they do a full tour of the whole house every day at 3 or 4 o'clock. So when you arrive, it's really a great introduction to the house and why it's so unique. So the bedrooms are all beautifully appointed. One is not better than the other. It depends. Maybe if you're 6'2" and taller, you don't want to be in the canopy bed with the footboard. Maybe you want to be in the other bed with no footboard. Every bedroom is stunning. They all have a seating area. You overlook the gardens. Our chef takes all the everything they grow in the garden either gets jarred, pickled. It kind of gets saved until the winter time. We use it during the summer. We have apple orchards, so you'll have fresh apple juice every day, which was my favorite thing. And we have 2 restaurants here. We have more of a fine dining restaurant upstairs, and we also have downstairs, which is that little red room. There is, it's kind of like an Irish pub. So down there, you'll get burgers and salads and things like that. And upstairs will be a little bit more refined cuisine. The food here is stunning. We recommend everybody do a full board when you go here. That's what we always recommend because there's nothing in the area. We have a whole wine cellar. We have a china room. So if you're celebrating something special, such as an anniversary or birthday, we have this little room in the basement. I'm sorry that I don't have a picture of it. It's a 2-top table, and the whole room is filled with china, English china. It's beautiful. And you can have a special occasion dinner down there. You can also eat in this conservatory that we have. Each one of those, when you do the tour, when you go here and do the tour, you'll learn that each one of those glass panels were all hand done. The property is spectacular. So we are 24 rooms. We are on the smaller side. We have a private gardener's cottage outside, which actually used to be the gardener's cottage, and that's a duplex. It's for 2 people. You have a bedroom, a living room, a bedroom, another living room downstairs, a little kitchenette. So in case you don't want to be in the main manor and you want to be outside, it's a great option. So Bali Fin is a beautiful option if you're going to Ireland. Things that you do while you're there. We have a grotto, which is this kind of stone walled entranceway that you're looking at. When you go in there, it's actually quite big inside. We set up this beautiful fire. We do Irish coffees in there. We can do storytelling. We have the storyteller from the area. That's pretty amazing. And she'll come in and she'll do storytelling in there. We could do ghost stories. We can do storytelling in the house. We have a picnic house, another place to eat. It's glass all on one side. So all you're looking over is green fields for days. It's stunning. That's great. Another little private area for dining. We also have clay shooting. We have falconry. You can go out on the boat on the lake. You can go birding. There's a lot to do at the property, and we have a full spa. But one thing that makes it unique is that because the owner is from Chicago, we have these costumes, these period costumes from the Opera House in Chicago. And you can actually dress up in costume and go to dinner. So really like a Downton Abbey experience. And it's really fun. You go to this is in a different house. You go to the house next door. We have a men's side and a women's side. You go in, try on what you like to wear. They'll bring them to your room. They'll lay them out, and then you get dressed for the night. So Bali Fin is really unique and super fun. Now we go to Sheen Falls. So we just went to the center of Ireland. Now we're going to the southwest corner of Ireland. This is a great, great area for exploring the southwest corner of Ireland. We're right outside Kenmare. You can walk there if you'd like, or it's a 2-minute drive. And this is Sheen Falls Lodge. So 68 rooms. So again, not that big. All the hotels are on the smaller side. These are all family owned. And it's great to start in Bali Fin and come here, or Sheen Falls and then go to Bali Fin. And here we are on the falls and the river. So all the rooms face a water view. The rooms have all been renovated during the pandemic. So everything is new. Everything is from Ireland. Nothing's imported. Everything is locally sourced, from furnishings to food to artisanal butter to cheeses. Anything you think of that you see in the hotel, it is Irish. Nothing is brought in from outside, except maybe some wines. But other than that, you have beautiful food. So inside, again, similar to Bali Fin, you have more fine dining inside. That's an afternoon tea service. This is a living room. We have the restaurant on the other side. And then we just put in a brand new pub outside called The Stables. We have horse stables on site. They used to be in this area. They've just moved right around the corner to the other side of the hotel. And this is actually next to the spa. So we have a full spa, and now we have this pub. So you can see still really beautiful food, but not super fine dining like inside. You can eat in the wine cellar downstairs for private dinner. You can come in and eat in here for something casual, more fine dining inside. And then we have the town Kenmare, which is, oh, here's the wine cellar. I didn't realize we had a photo. Thank you. So we have this beautiful photo. Dinner down here is spectacular. And you can do a full wine tasting. You could have a really beautiful dinner, and it's super private. So like I said, 5 minutes from Kenmare, there you have antiquing, art galleries. You could make chocolates. You can go shopping. You have beautiful shopping there. You have great restaurants. When you don't want to eat in the hotel, you have other options. You don't have to just stay in the hotel. We have beautiful falconry. We have horseback riding. And this is a great jump off to go see the Ring of Kerry, the Beara Peninsula. We have hiking trails. There is so much to do and see when you're at Sheen Falls in the southwest corner of Ireland. So it's just, it gets you excited for Ireland because there's so much to see and do. And I feel like as Americans, we really know Dublin, right? That's what we know of Ireland. But once you get out of that city and you really kind of venture out into the country, it is gorgeous, and it's green for a reason because it rains, but rain doesn't deter anything. I've been there quite a few times, and when I go, it rains, but you have your rain jacket on and you go out. It's nothing crazy. You're just used to it, kind of like Washington, kind of
And,
like being in Seattle. Yeah.
and Lisa, I think it's a year-round destination. A lot of myth.
Oh,
I mean, absolutely. Some of
agree.
my busiest times on booking trips to Ireland is in the wintertime because they have very mild winters and you
Yes,
avoid the crowds, the summer crowds. Winter,
agree.
I think Thanksgiving in November and February, it's warmer
Festive.
in Ireland
Yep,
than USA. So
I agree. This
definitely.
is Ireland is 100% a year-round destination. And one thing I love that all the properties do in Ireland, I'm going to go back a second because I skipped this. What all of them do is they do an amazing festive during the week of Christmas. They have every day is something new, and they go all the way until New Year's Eve. Honestly, to be there, and it's, if you catch snow, I'm in New York and it hasn't snowed all year yet, but when you get there, you can catch snow, but it's beautiful. Everything's set up for the holidays, and it's a great festive experience to be in Ireland during that time too. Typically when we go, we usually go in between March and April. So it might be a little rainy, but honestly, it's beautiful and it's not cold. You're not cold at all. It's a beautiful destination. And now we go to Castlemartyr. So we just went from the southwest corner, and now we're going over to the east a bit. We're right outside of Cork. This is another great area to explore. This is 2 hours from Sheen Falls. So you see how we have a little bit of a triangle going on. This is actually a resort, whereas Ballyfin and Sheen Falls are more manors and hotels or lodges. This is a full resort. This is 108 rooms. This property is actually Sheen Falls' sister property. They took it over about a year and a half to 2 years ago. They came in. We just finished a full renovation on the property. So you'll see the rooms. You'll see a lot of similarities to Sheen Falls Lodge, which is really beautiful. And one thing I forgot to mention is that what Sheen Falls is known for is their salmon. So in those falls, you can actually go salmon fishing. If you catch anything, we have a salmon smoker. We will smoke the salmon for you and we can ship it back to the US. So it's really cool experience. And plus, when you're there, you'll eat all the salmon you could possibly want. It's amazing. So what we do is we give Castlemartyr salmon, and then Castlemartyr gives us honey from their honeybees, which is very cool. So what's beautiful is that anybody that's interested in history, this property is steeped in history. This used to be the old Knights Templar Hotel. So if you see in the back of this picture, there are ruins there. That's the ruins of the hotel. And then this was built in, I think, the 1800s. And then clearly it's been redone. But it does look a lot like Sheen Falls, but it's beautiful. All the rooms completely redone. The renovation finished in July or August of last year, of 2022. So you have these beautiful Carrara marble bathrooms. The rooms are really spacious and comfortable, and everything looks over either the golf course or just the green lands. And then we have 3 restaurants. So we have a restaurant inside called The Canopy. We have another bar area, which I'm bummed because I don't think I have a picture of it, but it looks like the old bar at the Oak Room near Grand Central, if anybody has ever been there. Kind of like really from like the 20s and 30s. Very cool, loungy chairs. And Castlemartyr is great for families, couples, golfers. We also sit on a full golf course, 18-hole golf course, and the food is delicious. So we have 2 restaurants inside. We have one at the golf course. We have a full spa, full gym, beautiful pool. And what's nice is that in the summertime, we'll bring in a petting zoo for the kids. We usually have a full kids programming during half term, summer, festive, and things like that. So this is a great experience for adults or a family vacation. And it's great to press pause. So not only do you have what we sit on here at the property, but we also have 10 minutes away is a town called Middleton. You can go to the Jameson Distillery. You can go to the Waterford Crystal Factory. You can go to see all these beautiful restaurants and cocktail bars and things like that. So that's just 10 minutes down the road. And not only do we have that, but then you have Cork to explore. So really, there's a lot to do and see here. So from Ireland, I take you up to Scotland. So this is called Glenapp Castle. So if you see on this little map here, you have Edinburgh and Glasgow, which is what everybody knows. We're on the southwest corner of this island of Scotland. So we're an hour and a half south of Glasgow. We are a 17-room castle. This was a gift for, well, the previous owner's wife, and this was her gift from him, a 17-room castle, which is really nice. And we sit on 35 acres of land. And what's nice is that if you see that bottom picture, we're set on these gorgeous architecturally landscaped gardens. This landscape architect her name is Jekyll. She was very, very well known back in the day. They flew her over, maybe boated her over, and she designed everything, and it's still kept up till now. Everything is so well maintained and beautiful. You can see the water from here. If you see in this bottom picture, in the bottom picture, you see this kind of boulder coming out of the water. That's called Elsa Craig, and that's granite. So you go there. It's actually a great excursion. We have our own boat. You can go there, do like a half-day excursion. We do lunch on the boat. You go and explore there with one of our guides, and it's actually where the granite from curling stones is from. They take it from this rock, and there's other fun facts about it too, so I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's very fun. 17 rooms, great for families, great for couples. You can do a buyout of the whole property in case you have a special occasion, a birthday or anniversary or a milestone, and you want the whole family to come. It's small enough to do that. And the answer here is never no. They will make everything happen for you if you have any special dietary restrictions, questions for anything. If you want to put together Highland games on the lawn, or you're having your whole family come, they can do everything. It is very Scottish in style. We have this gorgeous, we have 2 restaurants inside. You can also eat in this little lounge area. We have a whole glass sun house outside that you can eat in. We have an orangery. There's many different areas on the property that you can dine in, and it's very cool. Rooms, very, very large, great for couples, families. We have an elevator that you can take up if anybody has any mobility issues, and we have also rooms on the first floor, so that's never an issue. And then we just opened up called the Endeavor. This is on the top floor of the hotel. It's the entire top floor of the castle. It's basically a home within a home. So if you're coming with your family and you want to have your own private space, we have the elevator that goes, we have one specific elevator that goes straight to the top to this apartment. This is 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, living room, dining room, spa. You have a lounge nook. You have an office in case anybody needs to work. You have things for kids such as Netflix and PlayStation. I don't think that they'll be really up here that long to really enjoy it, but it is there if you need it. And this is great because you have your own chef and your own staff up here. So this is great for maybe 2 families traveling together or a bigger family traveling, and they can take the whole top floor. And then things to do. We tell everybody, please do the falconry while you're here. This falconry here is exquisite. It's the most phenomenal that I've ever experienced. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours. And it is very interactive. We built a perch back on the lake. So they do tricks on the perches. They do tricks in front of you. And it's definitely very special. We could do whiskey tastings. I mentioned honey before. We have hiking trails right on the property, biking trails. So there's lots to do on and off. And then we go to our sea safaris. So Glen App, so now you can do, we have beautiful 5 and 6 night packages. You can stay longer if you'd like, where we do 3 nights and 2 nights. So you could do 3 nights in the castle, or 2 nights in the castle and 3 nights in the sea safari. So what this is we take you out on our boat. This is exclusive use. So if it's just for 2 of you, great. If you want to bring your family, we can do it up to 14 people. But nobody else will be on this. It is exclusive use. So if you're booking it, it would just be for you. What we do is we take you and your party over to this private island. We set up this gorgeous kind of safari tented experience, all luxury. It's gorgeous inside. They're heated. There are bathrooms. You have a full staff. You have a chef. And what you do is, this is where you'll be sleeping, but then we take you every day on a food and culture tour, depending on what you'd like to do. If you really love marine life and you want to be on the water looking at all of that, we can spend the day doing that. If you want to go to all the little islands that are peppered in the southwest corner, we can take you to these islands and do a food tour, a culture tour. We tailor it to whatever you'd like to do, and we give you tons of options. So this is a great experience to add on to your Scotland trip. And from here, the nice thing is with the boat, we can either start up in Edinburgh and take you down and you finish at the castle, or you come down, start at the castle, and then we can take you back up to Glasgow, Edinburgh. We'll leave you up north, and you can explore the Highlands. Now you can explore northern Scotland. So really, Scotland as its own destination, just like Ireland, is really beautiful because there's so much to see, and the south and the north are really different. So that just gives you a nice idea for Scotland. Oh, sorry. And also from Glenap Castle, there's tons to do off property too, not even just on, but off, where we're 5 or 10 minutes from everything. We're close to the port that goes to Belfast. We are close to great dining, different whiskey distilleries where you can go whiskey tasting. We're near the Hendrick's Gin Distillery. So there's a lot to do while you're there. Now we go to Grantley Hall. That is the wrong map. Grantley Hall is 2 hours north of London. So this property is unique that it looks like it was old, but it's not. A little piece of it was old, and then they expanded upon it. This is a new property that opened in the summer of 2019. It closed because of the pandemic and then reopened last year. So it's fairly a very new property. This was a family home. They just expanded on it. And what's beautiful here is that we're about 30 minutes from Harrogate, which is a really big spa town in northern England. We're close to Yorkshire, can fly into Leeds. That's Teresa's domain. She deals with all of those logistics. And what's beautiful here is that you come up to this gorgeous, it's a hotel, but it looks like a manor. And you can do anything while you're here. Do you want to lay around? Do you want to walk the gardens? Do you want to go do spa treatments? So not only, I'll get to the spa in a second, so we have spa treatments, we have 5 restaurants. There's a lot to do while you're here. The rooms are beautiful. They're so big. They overlook all the gardens and the green land, just like the rest of this kind of UK area. And we have rooms that are altitude rooms. So anybody that's training for a big hike, anybody that's, we have not only the altitude room, but we have an altitude gym. So anybody that's training for something like that, this is perfect. So if you want to just have a great kind of long weekend in the countryside of England, this is great. But if you want to come here and experience the spa, amazing too. Here you have 5 restaurants, you have a lounge, you have a bar, and you have Valeria, which is kind of like a, I don't want to call it a nightclub, but it's kind of like a nightclub at night. So even though we have this full wellness facility, we're not strict on anything. So you could go do your wellness. You don't ever have to go to any of the nighttime things. You don't hear it. It's super quiet. Food is delicious. I think Sean Rankin is Michelin starred, if I'm not mistaken, or might be getting a green Michelin. I'm sorry, I forgot at the moment.
I think they're getting their Michelin, and this property is also known for high tea, especially in summertime out in the gardens.
Great.
Their high tea is world famous, so it's a great place.
I love that.
Yeah.
So this is special. So now we go to, this is the dining room. And now we go to the spa. So the spa, you could get your normal facial and massage, but you could do cryo chamber, which is to the left. You can do this water body biometrics that you see on the bottom. It's also a treadmill. We have tons of things that we can do pre-arrival, and we can put a whole itinerary together for you at the wellness facility, and we can take you on a journey there. But we have 2 gyms, an executive gym and an altitude gym. So Grantley Hall is really special because there's a lot to do up there. Now we go to Iceland. So Iceland, we saw this as a destination. So we do all sorts of itineraries around Iceland. So if it's your first time and you don't have that much time, most people stay very close to Reykjavik and they're doing the Golden Circle and they're staying around there. Second time, third time, because you will fall in love and you will come back. Iceland is spectacular. I was there last February in the winter. This is a year-round destination. I love it because you can go in the winter. It could be snowing. You can still see northern lights if it's not a blizzard. In the summer, it's basically light most of the day. And it's a very unique experience, and the landscape is stunning, and there's a lot to do. No matter your athletic ability, you could do everything and anything while you're there. If you're super adventurous, go up to the north, do heli skiing. We can get you up there. For people that aren't as adventurous, there's tons to do. So just to give you an idea, here are your northern lights. We have so many different excursions and activities to do while you're here. We offer a self-drive. So if you wanted to have an itinerary put together, we can do that. And this would be, you could do a self-drive, but we only do that in spring, summer, and fall. It's really dangerous to drive in Iceland in the winter if you don't know how to drive in this terrain. So we actually do not sell any self-drive itineraries. We really pride ourselves on private guided tours. And this actually is one night up on a glacier. Well, this is up in a mountain, but we also do it on a glacier. And this is a camp set up for just 2 people. There's 7 tents. We need 30 days notice. And you have a library, a lounge, a bar, a restaurant, and each tent is for something different. And this is the inside of a tent. They're heated, you have lights, they're warm, you have gorgeous Italian linens and beautiful throws. So this is a very unique, special experience. But this is what we do. For Iceland, we put together these super unique experiences that no one else will put together. The word no doesn't exist. The weather is always, always iffy depending on when you go. So not only will you have a plan A, but you'll have a plan A, B, C, D, and E, and they'll all be just as amazing. But we always have to keep in mind that the weather does change. So we need to be able to change with the weather.
And Lisa, may I ask, when is the best time to see the Northern Lights? I know it's a winter thing. Do you know when the best time is?
It's tough. So when I was there for 4 or 5 days and I didn't see them because it was snowing every day. It's the winter, but it can be any time. So it's funny because 3 days before we arrived, the owners were sending us pictures of the Northern Lights. They're like, this is what you're going to see in a few days. And when we got there, we didn't see anything. So it's kind of hit or miss. But even if you don't see the Northern Lights, Iceland's spectacular. Yes, I know that the Northern Lights, I think when you go to Iceland, is a bonus. They do have guides that will take you to where they are, and they'll do a really great wine experience, a very cool Arctic tapas and wine experience. So they have all these different things, packages that they do paired with the Northern Lights, so that while you're waiting there, you're not just waiting in a car waiting for Northern Lights. There's an entire experience, which is very cool. We have glaciers that you can go see. You can go into an ice cave. We can do private dinners in an ice cave. Everybody goes. You have to do the Blue Lagoon. But when you do the Blue Lagoon at the retreat, make sure you do the private experience. Don't do the experience with all the people. It's very different. The private experience while you're staying at the hotel is stunning. So you have all these thermal pools to yourself, whereas I think what most people post on Instagram is the retreat, but with everybody in it. If you don't have time, you can go to the retreat with that's a common pool. So it just looks like there's just hundreds of people in it. Whereas the private one or two people floating around and really stunning. That was just the highlight. The restaurant there is amazing. It's just a phenomenal experience. Here's your Northern Lights. We have a full itinerary that we can put together for Northern Lights. We do something called Dining in the Wild. Anything you could think of, we can put together here, and we just have tons and tons of experiences. We have the glaciers that you can go see. We did this. We went on an ATV. You can hike the glaciers. Here you are in a lava tube. We did this, which was very cool. I'm afraid of heights and I'm afraid of my own shadow and not really that adventurous. But I have to tell you, I loved every second of this trip and I was never afraid. You're safe doing everything, but it was an experience. Then we have a whole wellness itinerary that we can put together. We have a helicopter that can take you to the whole northern area of Iceland. During the summer, you can go diving and things like that. So there's tons to do while you're in. Sorry. This is the beauty of working from home. And there you are with the thermal. This is actually Sky Lagoon out of Reykjavik. So if you don't have time to go to the retreat, you can do because it's close to Reykjavik, but there's also the lagoon at the Sky Lagoon. We can do the Sky Lagoon completely privatized for you. We have a special connection there where we can close down the whole Sky Lagoon later on in the day and you have it to yourself. So these are all the little perks that you get going via Teresa. So you can ask her about all of that. And then this is really special. I'm going to touch on it for 1 minute. This is it's called Arctic Horizon. It's called the North. This is a 21-day tour. It's actually set for 2024, not 2023. I apologize. That's a mistake. It's set for 2024, and this is an Arctic journey. So you start in Iceland, you go to Greenland, you go to Sonora, Canada, Alaska, North Pole. You kind of toast while you go over Svalbard and Norway. You end again in Reykjavik. This is an entire circumnavigation of the North Pole. Because of things that are going on in Russia, we had taken that out because that was in here, which is now why it's 2024. So we kind of moved it a bit, but this is a private journey. It's 180,000 per person. Sorry to talk about numbers. This is a very special, unique thing. And it's great it's a 21-day trip. And this is a unique experience for somebody that has the time to do it. And you become an ambassador of the Arctic. And this is a whole cultural tour to see the people, where they're from, and to really understand what's going on up there from a climate perspective and things like that. Food, culture, climate, that's what this trip is about. So the owner who's doing this is he's actually a pure explorer. So he wanted to put this together so that you could learn about his Arctic, which is very cool. Now from Iceland, we take you over to Paris. So from Iceland, if you'd like, you can actually bypass Iceland, do a layover in Paris for 3 or 4 days. I think you can do up to 4 days. Is that right, Teresa? And then you can go to Iceland. In case anybody wanted to pair Paris with Iceland, it can be done. So this is Esprit Saint-Germain. This is in the 6th on the left bank. This is a family-owned property. We're very small, 28 rooms, and we don't have a check-in desk. This is it. When you come in, you're greeted with a glass of champagne or a tea or a coffee. You have a seat. You speak with one of the front desk agents, and they kind of give you the lay of the land of what's going on. They check you in, and then you go to your room. What's beautiful here is that we're the only hotel in Paris that offer a complimentary full mini bar. So this is in the living room. So the owner and Parisians say you live in your living room and you sleep in your bedroom. So they want you down here chatting with other hotel guests. So maybe after a day of shopping or museum going or just kind of hopping around the cafes, you can come back to the hotel, have a champagne, have a drink, a coffee. There's always snacks. There's always a little bite to eat. This is all complimentary. You want to drink a bottle of champagne? Great. It's there for you to have. So this is all part of your experience while you stay at Esprit in Paris. And we do offer breakfast.
Lisa, what I like about this property is it's in
Yeah.
a walkable neighborhoody left bank area, and it's luxury 5-star, which is really difficult to find a luxury 5-star property on the left bank. I have a lot of clients who ask for that, and the majority of the boutique properties are 4-star. Nothing wrong with 4-star, but it's not a 5-star. So
Correct.
I like this property a lot. It's one of my favorite.
Same. And actually, this area is in Saint-Germain-des-Prés, which is one of my favorite areas in Paris, because as Teresa said, it's walkable. As soon as you walk out of the hotel, everything's right there. You have little cafes, shopping, one of the best little croissant places. You have anything you could think of, and it's a local area. So it's just, this is one of my favorite locations, and it's where I stay every time I go to Paris. So it is my favorite. And as Teresa said, it is one of the only 5 stars in the left bank, because they are small. There are a lot of smaller hotels that just don't fit this this echelon of luxury. And these are the rooms. All the rooms were completely redone, so really beautiful in style. And we just added an apartment, a 1-bedroom / 2-bedroom. So in case you have a family, you have kids with you, or you have a nanny or grandparents, we can put these 2 rooms together and make a little apartment down on the 1st floor. So it's really great. We have 2 suites upstairs, one with a balcony, one without a balcony, and this you're overlooking St. Sulpice, which is really beautiful. It's the church right there in that area. We have a gym, a little hot and wet sauna, and we can do spa treatments up here. What's great is that this is for your use only. So you just tell the front desk, I'd like to use the spa sauna from 1 to 2. No problem. You write your name down. It's yours privately for that time. And you can go every day if you'd like. So that's Esprit. Esprit in Paris, again, one of my favorite hotels. If you're going, it's easy to get everywhere. It's close to the center, but still far away where you're not in chaos. And I don't think that that area is super touristy, right, Teresa? I feel like it's more local.
It's very local, residential feel. Yeah, it's all the way away from Champs-Élysées. It's nowhere near the hubbub touristy areas.
I love it. So from France, I'm bringing you over to Greece. So we have properties in Santorini and Mykonos. So we have 5 properties in Santorini, 2 in Mykonos. And this is what you think of Santorini. I can talk about the hotels, but I really want to talk about what Santorini is. So Santorini is this gorgeous island. I think it's super romantic. It's great for honeymooners. It's great for couples that are going for either a summer destination or an anniversary or a birthday. I just think it's very romantic. At night, it's a little quieter. So you're going to go to dinner and you're probably going to go back to your room. What the big thing in Santorini is having a pool. It's about pool life here. Santorini is not known for their beaches. They're known for being on the caldera. So the caldera is actually the mouth of the volcano. And when you stay up in Ia, you're actually looking at the caldera. This is where everybody wants to stay. Ia sometimes can get a little bit congested, but what's beautiful with our property of Kotki is where actually, when you get there, there is this marble promenade that takes you all through Ia, and it's this whole promenade of shopping and cafes and things like that. And we're right at the mouth of the opening, so it's where it's its widest. You look to the left, and there's the hotel. So you're right at the start of the promenade, so it doesn't get too claustrophobic or really busy as you go further in. So this is the view of the caldera. So right now you're actually looking at the mouth of the volcano. Clearly it's not active. And what's special and unique about Santorini is that all the hotels are all set inside the mountain. So a lot of these rooms, all of them are in the mountain. This is actually a great view of what it looks like. So this is what Santorini looks like. As you can see, you're on a bluff. And what I tell everybody when they go to Santorini is take a boat day. Not only are there things to do on the land, but from the boat, you see a completely different Santorini that you'll never experience from the land. There are these little churches and these little kind of churches nestled in these bluffs. There are you can get really close to the part of the crater and you can smell the sulfur. It's very unique. I really like Santorini, and again, wonderful for honeymooners, couples going. It's great. You can start in Santorini and then make your way over to Mykonos. But just to give you an idea how all the properties are kind of nestled on one another and next to one another. Food delicious. We have the Botrini restaurant at our properties. So if you're a foodie, Katakis is by far one of the best properties because they pride themselves on food. We have Botrini at Katakis, and that is a Michelin star restaurant that's in Athens. We have now brought it to Katakis, and we have wine tasting. We have Celine down in Fira, which is another restaurant. That's an old monastery, so that's very cool. And then I take you to Mykonos. So Mykonos is now a different island. So to go from Santorini to Mykonos, you just take a quick ferry. The ferry, I think, is about an hour on a fast ferry. It's an hour, right, Teresa?
It's about 90 minutes.
Is it an hour and a half? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
realize
about
it
an hour
was
and a
that long.
half on a speed ferry. And what I was going to say is Santorini's about the view.
Oh,
Mykonos
yes,
is about the beach and the beach clubs. The place
correct.
seen is Mykonos, but the views are what Santorini is known for.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And then now Mykonos. Mykonos, as Teresa said, all about the beach clubs. This is what you do. You go to beach clubs. You can go to the same one every day. You can go to a different one every day. There are tons of them. They're peppered around the island. Teresa can handle all of that. Concierge can handle that and get you into wherever you'd like to go. There are different beach clubs for different personalities and different styles. What I love about this property, so I love Mykonos. It's more my speed. Things aren't set in the mountain here. This is more flat. We're 10 minutes outside of the town. So what's beautiful is that people that really want to be in the town, go shopping, go to nightlife and things like that, it's great because we're not set in it. We're 10 minutes away, maybe 12, and it's quiet. Here you have 2 restaurants, one downstairs, one upstairs, and 2 pools. This is the pool downstairs, and then you have a restaurant and pool upstairs. Again, food here is spectacular. Down here is a little bit more casual. Upstairs is a bit more fine dining. And then we also have villas on the other side of the island, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom villas. If you're going to Mykonos for a week or more, the villas are perfect because they're there for people that are going to go for long-term and you want to feel like a local. We have parking spots. You're right off Elia Beach. It's actually perfect. And then this is the look and feel of the Mykonos property. So again, I just love this property because you're close to everything. Mykonos is not that big. These islands are not that big. It's very easy to get around. Every one of the rooms has either a jetted tub or a full pool. I love the ones with a full pool. I think that they're great because you have your own pool. You're looking over the ocean, and then when you want to have a beach experience, you can just leave. Let's say you want to swim in the morning and then go to the beach club later on. Great. You can go to the town for restaurants. Again, it's so close to go in and out. We always have either taxis or a shuttle that can take you in and out. So you just speak to the front desk and they can handle everything for you. But the food here is spectacular.
It's beautiful.
Next, so that bottom picture, that's actually upstairs. That's our pool upstairs, and the restaurant is actually all toes in the sand. So it feels like you're at the beach, but you're not at the beach, but you have sand. So it gives you the best of both experiences. But I do love the rooms with the big pools. anyway, that's Santorini and Mykonos. Mykonos is, everybody thinks it's a big party town. It can be if that's what you want it. If you don't want to go out at night and go to nightclubs, you don't have to do anything. You can do whatever you'd like, but it has great shopping. You can sit at the cafe in Mykonos town. You can watch the sunset, which is spectacular. You can go and see the windmill, and you could get lost in the town for hours. It's beautiful.
People watching. Yeah, I can have
Best.
a long lunch and a glass of wine and just entertain myself with people watching in Mykonos.
Agree. And there's lots of wine everywhere. I will say that it's everywhere, which is amazing. So now I take you to the Maldives. So we finished in Europe, and now I'm taking over the Maldives, which is in the Indian Ocean. So this from the States is a journey, but at the end of a journey is this paradise. I smile about Suniva because I just think it's like a dream when you go there. So this is Soneva Fushi. We have 3 Sonevas. We have 2 in the Maldives. This is Soneva Fushi, and I'll tell you the difference between both. This is all, Soneva Fushi is set on an island. So as you can see here, these are all beach villas. This is very high up because these beach villas are actually very big, and this is very private. From this photo, it doesn't look it, but they are. So we're set on an island. When the seaplane, so you fly into Male, you take a seaplane, and we now bring you to the Ba Atoll, which is Soneva Fushi. So we take you, the seaplane drops you, we pick you up by boat, and we bring you over to the island, and you have a beautiful welcome experience. And now you're here. So the point of Soneva Fushi is to feel that you are on an island. You have a beach villa. This is what it's known for. It's very Robinson Crusoe in style. They want it to be very laid back luxury. So their motto is no news, no shoes. Nobody wears shoes anywhere. I sometimes wore flip-flops because it's weird for me to be barefoot all the time. But by the end of the trip, I was barefoot because you just get used to it. You're walking on sand everywhere. And these are the villas. They're stunning. We have anywhere from 1 to 9 bedroom villas. So if you'd like to go with your family, you want to do a multi-gen trip, great. Honeymooners, it's exquisite. It's exquisite. So what's nice here is that we have 15 dining outlets. You're not going to go hungry. There is different food for everybody. Anybody with dietary restrictions, we can handle all of it. We pride ourselves on all organic food. Everything comes from our organic garden. And this is our zip line dining. So you zip line to one section and you get a taste. Zip line again, a taste. So you do that 3 or 4 times, and then you zip line to the restaurant. And now you're at the restaurant, and then you sit down and eat. And this is its own experience on its own. We also have these cold rooms. This is included in your rate as well. And we have an ice cream room with 60 flavors of ice cream. They're all vegan. You would never, ever know that they were vegan. So what Suniva tries to do is they have healthy food, but they try to take all the bad stuff out of it to make it delicious so that you don't know that you're missing refined sugar or things like that. Now we have a chocolate room. Every day, this is filled to the brim with all handmade chocolates. And then we have a cheese and charcuterie room, an antipasto room. It has wine and olives and nuts and things like that. These rooms are open 24/7. You can go in whenever you'd like to have a nibble on something sweet, something savory, something salty. And then while you're on Soneva Fushi, so not only do we have the zip line dining, but we also have glass blowing. Like, who would think that they would be glass blowing? I can show you what I made. I made this paperweight. Can you see that?
How beautiful. When did you go there to make that?
I was there in June.
Oh,
For 2
wow.
weeks. So me and my colleague went, and we both made paperweights, which was very cool. But you could make glasses, you could make a bowl. It's an amazing experience. They make it look very easy, and it's difficult, but they're guiding you the whole time. It's very cool. What are you doing while you get here? This is the question. Aren't I going to be bored on an island for a week? What am I going to do? No, we have, 40 activities to be doing every day. So we have a beautiful reef where you can go snorkeling, you can go diving. We have a cinema at night where we do dining and a movie. And what they'll do is they will cook the food according to what movie is playing, and they'll serve it as the movie goes along so that it's a pairing. We do private dining on the beach. We do an astronomy. As long as there's not light pollution and it's clear that night, we do all sorts of astronomy. We have marine biologists on all properties. We do things with sea turtles. I know I'm missing tons. There's tons to do and you will not get bored. We have a spa on Soneva Fushi. We have a spa on all the properties. They're called Soneva Soul, which I will get to. But there is a lot to do. And like I said, 15 dining outlets. Soneva Johnny, also 15 dining outlets. So now Soneva Johnny, how this is different is, as you can see, we're over water. Everything at Soneva Johnny is over water. Everything at Soneva Fushi is on an island. So this is where we differ. Here you'll have e-bikes. If you don't know how to ride a bike, no problem. We have buggies that will come and pick you up and take you around the island. So not a problem. These villas are enormous. They're gorgeous, and they all have private pools, and they all have a slide. So if you see those slides there. So from Soneva Fushi, we take you either by seaplane or an hour-long high-speed boat over to Soneva Johnny. And when you land here, you really are in awe when you land there. You just, even though I've seen hundreds of pictures, when I finally went, I was still in amazement of what I was looking at. So this is what the villas look like. Oh, sorry, I went too fast. So this is what the villas look like. They all have a pool. They all have the sitting area, like where you can dine. So if you do in-room dining, it's beautiful. They come in, they set up the table, they set up all your food, whether you want to eat inside or outside. They're not just dropping a tray and leaving. They're setting everything up, so it's beautiful. And this is the inside. What's very cool is that over the bed, there's a roof that's retractable. So you can open it up and do stargazing at night as well. You have all these little holes all around so that you can see down into the water. You'll see stingrays. You'll see maybe an octopus. You might see different fish going by. Some parts of it is shallow where once you get out to the back, it's deeper because you have the slides there, but they're quite large. We do have Apple TVs in all the rooms, so you have Netflix and things like that. In those things that look like suitcases, there's a TV that pops up. You can see on the bottom one. Here we have 1 to 6 bedroom villas. So again, great for families. We have cinema dining, same as here, astronomy. You have, let me go back a second. At Soneva Johnny, we have the Crab Shack, which is very cool. So this is where you have all your cold rooms. You can have an amazing crab dinner there. We also offer, I just lost my train of thought. Something triggered me, and now I forgot what I was going to say. I'll remember, but I'll come back. Soneva Johnny
I have a question on Johnny versus Fushi. What do you think the main difference is between the two? It's obvious the decor. Johnny is a lot more contemporary and modern, and Fushi is a little more Robinson Crusoe. Barefoot luxury is what we call it.
Correct.
But in terms of clientele, who would choose which property?
What we'd normally do, so this is normally how we sell it for Americans that are traveling there. Soneva Fushi for 3 or 4 nights. It all depends on how much time you all have. I do 3 or 4 nights at Soneva Fushi and then go to Soneva Johnny for 4 or 5 nights, depending on how much time you have. Right. But I do combine both islands because they're so unique in experience. They're not the same at all. They're very different. But what makes Soneva Fushi really special is that it's the heartbeat of the brand, of the island, of Soneva. So when you go there, it's really a feeling. So when I saw Soneva Fushi for my first time, I thought it was too rustic. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. When I got there, I absolutely fell in love. It's small. Everybody knows you. You know everyone. In the morning, you go and you meet Siva, who's in the fruit room, and he cuts up all your fresh fruit. He gives you these amazing wellness shots every morning. He was like my favorite person to see every morning. I had to go and visit him. He makes all these chia seed puddings and all these things. I say do it together. Soneva Fushi, then Soneva Johnny. If people don't have time, then it's probably Soneva Johnny because it's what we think of the Maldives as Americans.
So how would you get from Fushi to Johnny? By seaplane or boat?
Seaplane or boat. You have a 1 hour speedboat ride between Soneva Fushi and Soneva Johnny. Or if the weather is not great, we'll do a seaplane because if it gets really rough, that boat could be
Rocky.
rough for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can do either or. And then from
it's provided, sorry, it's provided by the hotel.
correct.
Okay.
Correct. We'll set everything up. Usually when you're booking both properties, we can always speak about the boat. If we can add it in as a package or whatever. Yeah, so that's how we usually sell it. And a lot of people just go straight to Soneva Kiri. Soneva is wonderful for honeymooners. Honeymooners, couples. Oh, I know what I was going to say about Soneva, and it's not in here, and I apologize. I don't think we got pictures yet. Soneva Johnny is great for families. Both islands are, because we have the largest kids, it's called the Den, kids club in all of Southeast Asia. It's phenomenal. Honestly, as an adult, I wanted to go and play in there because it's very cool. You could do cooking classes. We do astronomy. We do all marine life. We have marine biologists come in. They go and see the sea turtles. We do planting of coral. So we have all these, great things for the kids to do. Plus it goes up to teenagers where at night they'll have a disco for the kids. They'll learn DJing. They'll have things that are age appropriate for whatever kids are there. So it's very cool. Again, sometimes people are like, well, now with the Den it becomes a family place. No, this is for Americans is a honeymooner's paradise. Honestly, it's a dream. It's really a dream. But if you have families that are going, it's amazing because it caters to both. And it's so big. No one is on top of each other. This is a very big resort. So now we go to Soneva Kiri. This is in Thailand. If you wanted to be very extravagant and had the time to do it, you can fly from Male to Bangkok. You can do that. There is a flight 2 times a week on Wednesdays and Fridays that fly over to Bangkok. It's a 4-hour flight, and you can finish at Soneva Kiri and go home from here. Soneva Kiri, you fly into Bangkok, and we have our own private plane where we'll pick you up and we'll bring you down to Soneva Kiri. This is a 90-minute plane ride south. We are across from, I just lost my train of thought. Not Phuket. What's the one on the other side of Phuket?
Koh Samui.
Thank you. Koh Samui. We're across from there. So in case you want to come to Soneva Kiri and then want to go to Koh Samui, we can fly you on our private plane over. I think it's 30 minutes. This is the 4th largest island called Koh Kood in Thailand, but the least inhabited. There's only 2,000 people that live on this island. So it makes it really exclusive when you get here. This is all very Thai in style. You see many similarities between Maldives as well as here. You still see that Soneva feel and that kind of flip-flop luxury. The pools are stunning. These villas go from 1 to 6 bedrooms. Amazing for families. You can easily stay here for 1 week and you will not get bored, because not only do you have things to do on our resort, but you have the whole island to explore where we have tons and tons of excursions. You can go see waterfalls. We do this package called 7 beaches in 7 days, and every day we take you to a new beach and we do a whole picnic lunch out there. We have this cool little dining experience that's in the middle top photo, and that's called the Nest. And what you do there is that it starts on the ground and then it takes you 70 meters above, along with the canopy of the trees. And then the staff will come and zip line food to you. It's very cool. And you have breakfast in there, or lunch or an afternoon snack. Once it gets dark, it goes back down and then doesn't come back up because then it's too dark and you can't see anything, but you're overlooking the water and it's beautiful. Dining here, we have 11 dining outlets. Again, not going hungry. You also have all your cold rooms. And so this is my favorite restaurant. It's the one in the bottom corner. This is our Thai restaurant. There's no menu. It takes you there by speedboat. It's about a 10-15 minute boat ride. And when you go there, it's usually sunset. So you get to see the sunset while you're on the boat. You finally get to the restaurant, you sit down, and they just start serving you. There's no menu. Everything, whatever they caught that day, they picked that day. This is what the menu is created around. So totally unique. Every day is different, and all Thai food. And again, we have a cinema here. We have a beautiful spa. We have a children's den as well. It's not big like Soneva Johnny, and it's not anything. This is a smaller one, but we have gorgeous water. You're in Thailand. And again, we have 7 beaches that we can take you to. And for wellness, we have Soneva Soul. The only word to describe this is wow. This is breathtaking. Soneva Soul lives at Soneva Johnny. This is what you're looking at now. And we also have one at Soneva Fushi. Soneva Johnny is bigger. We have 2 spas at Soneva Johnny, our main spa. Then we have Soneva Soul. We have this huge yoga platform, which is in the top right-hand corner. We also can do aerial yoga there. We have, when you walk through the spa, you walk through these stepping stones to get through all the rooms. And as you're doing it, it's actually it's not a meditation. It's part of the treatment. And there are these, as you're walking around, there are these kind of domes, and you put your head in there and you breathe in, and there's different scents along the way. So this wellness journey at Soneva Soul is really all about your 5 senses. And they hit all of it while you're there. Just let me back up 1 second. So Soneva Soul can do anything from IV vitamin therapy to cryo room to Ayurvedic doctors on staff, Ayurvedic treatments, anything you could think of, we'll have here at Soneva Soul. This is truly a wellness experience. It's to help you. It's to guide you. Sometimes we have shamans, and we have one last thing about Soneva, because there's so much. I can go on and on for 2 hours about Soneva, but it's really special. They have these things called Soneva Stars. You can look at the website, Soneva Stars you can book. They are Michelin star chefs from around the world. They do a small little stint or residency at the different Sonevas. We have Olympians coming through, tennis pros, Ayurvedic doctors, Reiki masters. So you can go on the website and see what Soneva Star will be in town of when you're thinking of coming. And you can sign up for that, which is very cool. That makes it also a bit more unique and really just kind of brings everything together, because we are food, culture, wellness, and the staff is phenomenal. And then Kisawa. So Kisawa, I'm actually going here next week. This is in Mozambique. So this is a honeymoon dream, another dream, a bucket list trip. This is a wonderful, wonderful addition to South Africa. This is a 45-minute ride.
45-minute flight, yep. And it's easy to be paired with South Africa. We can easily pair it with Mozambique.
Yep. So what's nice is that you can be on a game drive in the morning. You can go to the airport, get on a plane, and you can be at Kisawa for drinks in the afternoon. Whereas if you're going to Seychelles, you still have a whole day to fly. This is a beautiful alternative for South Africa to really pair it with. This is, okay, let me show you photos. So these are 1, 2, and 3 bedroom residences. 1 bedroom sits on 1.5 acres of land. The 3 bedroom is sitting on almost 3 acres of land. Each one is super private. We only have 11 total, so it is small. We're on Benguera Island on the south side. So once you get into Vilanculos, you take a helicopter over. You can take a boat. It's prettier, nicer with the helicopter. You literally up, over, and down. So it's very simple. And these are the insides of the villa. Beautiful, beautiful. What's very cool about this property is that we're as sustainable as we possibly can be. A lot of things you're looking at are built with digital 3D printing, and everything is sustainable. Any sort of cement or anything, it's all done from the sand that's outside. So we were trying everything that we tried to not take anything away from the area, and again, try to be as sustainable as possible. So it's a very cool, different property. We have 5 restaurants. We have this little tuk-tuk that will go to your residence, and we can do a whole pizza night. So this is actually a pizza oven. We can set up everything by the residence, and we can do that. We could do a camping experience outside of your residence. It used to be in a different area of the island, but I think restrooms became an issue. So we figured because you have an acre and a half of land for one residence, we kind of move you a little bit more where it's private, and you can have a whole glamping experience as well, which is really fun. So 5 restaurants, 11 residences, another place where you're just like having beautiful food. And we do pair, we have a wellness facility. This is not a spa. This is a wellness facility. All the therapists are from Bhutan, and the therapies are all from that region of the world. We've been getting phenomenal feedback. I can let you know after next week, because I will be going next week.
Wow.
We also partner with the just left my mind, sorry.
You were talking about wellness. This is not a spa, it's a wellness.
Yep. And then we partner with the it's called BSS, and all of a sudden I just forgot what it stands for. It's marine biologists. We partner with this it's kind of our sister property. That's not a property, but we take people out on boats for research. You can go and see dugongs, you can go snorkeling, you can go paddle boarding. We have tons of water activities to do, and we also take care of marine life there as well. So Kisawa is an amazing experience to either as a standalone or add on to South Africa. Great for families that are traveling and want to add on to their, after they've been on safari, they can come and relax at the beach, and the beaches are beautiful. You're all on these gorgeous white sand beaches, and we have a few other 2 or 3 residences that sit on the bluff. Those aren't for children, those are for adults only, but that's Kisawa. Safari collections. We stay in Africa. We just go a little bit further north to Kenya. So now we have 4 camps here. We have Giraffe Manor, which a lot of people might have seen online or in magazines. That's really what we're known for. We have Sala's Camp, which is the owner's daughter's name, Sala. That's in the Masai Mara. We have Solio Lodge, which is right in the center of Africa, and we have Sasab. So Giraffe Manor. This is a 12-room manor. We tell everybody, you can come here for 1 night. 2 nights is really luxurious, but 1 night is phenomenal. And what's beautiful, well, the trick here is that when you're booking your African safari, and Teresa will educate you on this, it needs to be booked, if you'd like to stay at Giraffe Manor, 1.5 to 2 years in advance. Yeah.
2 years. 2 years.
Yep. It is very hard to get in because it's only 12 rooms. It's not contrived. It's so fun. As an adult, I just wanted to feed them all day long. So you don't need to have a room where the giraffe comes up to your room to feed them. You're never really in the room. So if you do get to stay at Giraffe Manor, don't wait to be in a room where you can feed the giraffe from the room, because you're going to feed the giraffes outside. You're going to have tea with them. You're going to have breakfast with them. It's stunning. So you have all these experiences to feed the giraffe. We had a room that we could feed the giraffe. I think we fed them once and then we left, because you go downstairs and you can actually pet them. They can give you little kisses, and they are wild animals. These are not trained giraffes. These are called Rothschild's giraffes, and they actually just had I think a baby was just born a few months ago, which we're excited. 3 of them were born. So these are very endangered giraffes. So we're here to we're here to make sure that they're taken care of. And when they get to a point that they can be out in the wild, we'll move them to a conservancy where they're safe so that we keep repopulating. And then we have the retreat. So after you do your whole entire safari collection tour of the camps, you can come back, and before your trip, you can stay at the retreat. The retreat has 4 day use rooms, as a gym, a pool, a restaurant, and a spa. So a lot of times your flight will leave at nighttime, anywhere between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. to come back to the States. So this is a great option to come and stay for the day so that you can kind of while your day away and feeding giraffes and swimming and going to the spa, going to the gyms, which is really nice. Solace Camp. So this is in the Masai Mara. This is what everybody goes to Kenya for. You're going there for the Mara. This is where you'll see your big 5. We only have nine tents at this camp. The camps are all small. These are all family owned, 5th generation Kenyan. Every time you book a safari collection trip, proceeds of this trip go to help the animals, conservancies, Kenyan people, children, healthcare. We have an entire website that's called Footprint that you can look, and if you'd like to donate anything, you can. And if you're coming over on one of the trips and maybe you want to donate supplies to a school, we'll purchase everything that the school actually needs, and then you'll come and then you'll give it over. It's actually, they're so cute, the kids, and you can go to the school. We did it up in Sasab. But anyway, Masai Mara, this Solace Camp is amazing because it is very close to the migration. We're the first camp in the migration when it's going over. So we're right across from Tanzania. Excuse me. Each tent has its own pool. These are full swimming pools, not dipping pools. You have a lot of space. The tents are beautiful, and they want you to have an African safari feeling. So it's not fluffy. You have beautiful showers and everything. You don't know you're in a tent. You think you're in a structured hotel, but it's beautiful in there. And another thing, we do all hot food out on the bush, which is not normal. Most people will take food from the hotel and bring it, and you'll have cold breakfast and things like that. We do all cook to order out for breakfast, which is really nice. And we'll take you on game drives during the day. At night, this is the Maasai tribe, and you'll go looking every day. Safari is it's a life-changing trip. And it's great for a honeymoon. It's great for a family to go. It's great for couples to go. Anyone really. It's really for all ages. Solio Lodge. So from Masai Mara, we go up to Solio Lodge. Solio Lodge is in the center of Kenya in Laikipia. This is the home of the white rhino. So for somebody that has never been in a tent before and maybe is a little afraid, you can start at Solio Lodge. From Giraffe Manor, go to Solio Lodge. These are all freestanding structures. They're not tented camps. The rooms are big, great for families, and this is where you're going to see rhinos. It's very rare that you'll see rhinos in the Mara just because they're so endangered. They're highly protected here. You'll go in the car and you'll just see hundreds of rhinos circling you. It's amazing. They're more afraid of you than anything. They look scary, but they're not. They're more afraid of you, but they're beautiful to look at. Sasab. So to end out your journey, or you can do Solio, go up to Sasab. This is in the northern part of Kenya. What's beautiful about these 4 camps is that you really get a feel of Kenya, of the culture and the different areas of the country. So here you have a different tribe. You have the Samburu tribe, and they take care of all the land up here. This is very Moroccan in style. The tents are quite large. These all have pools as well. And this is a non-predatory river here. I love this camp. So here, why do you have to come up to Sasab to go on another game drive? Well, here you're doing cultural immersion. You can go to the schools to see the kids and the teachers. You can, we have tons of activities to do for cultural immersion. We also take you to the park up here where we have 5 different species of animals that you will not see in the Mara. They only exist up here in the north, which is very cool. You can ride ATVs, you could ride camels. They'll take you on a medicinal walking tour. You'll go do sundowners up on the rock that overlooks the entire area. There's a lot to do at each one of these camps, and all different experiences. They will not be the same. And again, unique, and you get to really understand what Kenya is. The Samburu tribe is totally different than the Maasai tribe. So you have different clothing, different jewelry. They speak different languages. It's pretty amazing. And this is just a few little ideas of what it looks like up in Sasab.
Lisa, if somebody wanted to do all the camps,
Yeah.
do you guys provide transportation from one to the other?
Everything. We will take care of everything, Teresa. No problem. We have flights, chartered flights. You could either do a chartered flight or a private flight, but we'll do everything for you. And you can go that's how you normally do it, one camp to the other.
Right.
Just by these little flights. So it's 30 minutes from Giraffe Manor to Solio Lodge, 30 minutes from Solio to Sasab, from Sasab to the Mara, maybe 45 minutes, and maybe 20, 30 minutes from the Mara back to Nairobi.
Okay, you're talking air flights.
Air flights, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They're quick.
It's a lot more land there. It would take a long time by car. How many nights per camp would you recommend?
So depending on your time, so one in Giraffe Manor. I would do one Giraffe Manor. If your flight is getting in very late, don't do Giraffe Manor on the first night. Start it on the last night and stay at a different hotel the first night. Because you want to have the full experience. You want to make sure that you're doing tea in the afternoon and you're doing breakfast. You have to do those two experiences. I recommend one Giraffe Manor, 2 or 3 Solio, 2 or 3 Sasab, 4 or 5 Mara. Maasai Mara. It depends on how much time you have and what the availability is like. You could do 3, 3, and 3. You could do 3, 3, and 4. I just feel like the Maasai Mara, that's your main, like
that's the anchor. That's where you're going to see your big fives.
Correct. And they're different animals. Every day is a different day when you go out on a game drive. You don't know what you're going to see. Maybe one night you want to go hunting for a pangolin because we do a pangolin project. Maybe you want to go looking for wild dogs. Every day is a different day. Maybe the cheetah did a kill and you want to go see it up in the tree. Every day is a new day. For anybody that's been on safari before and really wants an authentic safari experience, this is our mobile camp. Excuse me. It's called Sirawai. This is the owners actually head this up. They're your guides. We have guides, but Tanya and Mikey are the owners of the camps, and they're the ones that host this camp, Sirawai, because they want you to see their Kenya. So anybody that really wants to have more of a wild experience, wild natured experience, rather than a luxury experience, this would be another option to do.
It looks rustic.
Very rustic. And also we have a helicopter experience. I'm sorry, it's not in there. Helicopter experience lives up at Sasab, and we can go back and forth to Solo. We can also helicopter over to the Maasai Mara. We do all these northern helicopter experiences that you can't see any of it other than by helicopter, and it's pretty spectacular. And then we have Ariel Private Island in the BVI. This is great for anybody celebrating a birthday, maybe a wedding, an anniversary. This is a buyout. It goes from anywhere from 15 people up to 30 people. We're in the British Virgin Islands. It is a completely private island. You fly into Tortola, and from Tortola, we'll pick you up by our boat, and it's a 10-minute boat ride. Everything is included here. It is, honestly, I could live here. It's just a spectacular island. You have the pool upstairs, you have a restaurant, you have a bar. Downstairs, you have white sand beaches. We have a yoga pavilion. We have a spa. Any sort of water activities you could think of, sea bobs, kite surfing, paddle boarding, anything you could think of. And then these are the rooms. Every room is different. So if you have a family coming, you can sit with the team there and figure out who's going into what room and who's going into the master and things like that. but really beautiful, a great option again for anybody that just is celebrating a birthday or an
This would be
anniversary or
great
doing
for
an event.
destination weddings. Just to clarify, you cannot rent one room for a couple.
Correct.
You have
Correct.
to rent out the whole island. You have to buy out
The,
the whole property island.
correct.
So it's great for a family reunion or a destination wedding.
Yep.
Or if you have a lot of friends, gather up your friends. Group travel.
Yep. We do all of this. And it's and it's actually quite affordable because you have pricing that goes to 15 people, and then you have pricing that goes up to 30 people. So depending on how many people you're having. We have horses, we have zebras on the island. We have something called Redemption Ranch. This is actually the owner. She's 34 years old. The island is a force for good, meaning that all the 10% of all these proceeds go towards her aerial recovery. So what, excuse me, what she does is she has a recovery program where she's married to a Green Beret. So she has all these retired veterans and Green Berets
Didn't
that
she
she,
just get married? She just got married. She's a newlywed. Yes.
correct. And she got married there on the pool. So we can cover the whole pool with plexiglass, and you can get married on there if you'd like, or we can make it into a dance floor. So she's pretty spectacular. Her story is amazing. You can look her up online. So proceeds of this island fund all her philanthropic work. Her life's goal is to just save people and animals and things. Oh, there's redemption ranches that are on here, but we have zebras, we have Clydesdales, we have other horses. We just had a horse just gave birth a few months ago. She rescued these zebras because zoos were closing during the pandemic, and people go hunting and they'll hunt the zebras. So they were going to bring them to their ranches so that people could come in and hunt them. She hated this idea. So she said, I have enough money, I can buy them and I'm going to save them. So when you go there, they actually can eat out of your hand or they can give you kisses.
Oh.
So they're not dangerous. They're pretty amazing. There are peacocks walking around. There are goats that somebody came up to the island and dropped goats off. So now there are goats walking around. The island's very special and the food's delicious. Everything's included in your rate as well. And then Letwani and St. Barths. I love St. Barths. It is little Paris. It's little France in the Caribbean. You fly into San Juan or San Martin. From San Juan, you take a flight over, and from San Martin, you can take either a flight or a boat, right, Teresa?
Yeah,
It's a flight.
it's always going to be an inter-island flight, whether it's from
Yep.
San Juan or St. Martin. San Juan is a new connection city, and you have larger aircraft from San Juan to St. Barths, but it's a small airport and it's a deep dive into that airport. But St. Barths is one of my favorite islands in the Caribbean.
Same. And I love this property because this is very coastal chic. It's very laid back. This is actually what you're looking at where those pink chairs are. This is my favorite bar at night to have a cocktail, and those are all oyster shells. It's very cool at nighttime. Sit, have a cocktail. We have little fire pits all around. This is a whole lounge area. To the left, that's our restaurant. You can have breakfast up here. Most people take breakfast in their villas. And I like to eat in the villa rather than come up here. It's just nice, and you're at your own pool. And then these are the rooms. The villas are spacious. We have all 1-bedroom villas, and then we have 1 2-bedroom villa. So if you're coming with another couple, if you're coming with your kids or you want privacy, the 2-bedroom villa, 1 bedroom is outside by the pool. The other bedroom is inside another building and upstairs. So it's actually very private. Coastal chic. The rooms are enormous. They're beautiful. They all have their own pool. It's not a plunge pool. It is a proper swimming pool, and they all look over the water. We sit on the bluff. So our beach club, which is the It Kid in St. Barths at the moment, which it has been for the past 2 years, we have a pool down there as well as upstairs. Everybody uses this pool. We have the beach. We have a surfing shack where you can, like a surfing school. We have an amazing boutique, and we have a beautiful restaurant down here. So different restaurant than upstairs. So let me just go back to St. Bart's a second. So St. Bart's is great. So we're on the south side of the island. A lot of stuff is on the north side of the island. But what I love about it is that you can go shopping. There are the best restaurants in St. Bart's. So you'll eat at the restaurant, you'll eat in each one of the restaurants once, but then you're going to go out for everything else. Everything is anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes away, depending on what time of year you go, because it can get very busy, especially during festive, it's very busy. But St. Bart's is a really fun island. The people are so kind. Everybody's just happy to be there. Like, you're just in a paradise down in St. Bart's. And I also recommend, while you're there, just like Santorini, go see St. Bart's from the water. They can stop at different beaches. You can get out and swim. You can go hang out on the beach. But I think a boat day is phenomenal.
There's also a famous beach club called Nikki's Beach
Yep.
Club, which is in St. Bart's. It's the same Nikki's Beach Club that you would find in Saint-Tropez or in Nice. So it's
Santorini also has a Nikki Beach, and actually Kotke's owns it.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's another one there. Yep, there's a beach club. Yeah, right. There's a beach club. There's most of the hotels have beach clubs, but yeah, then there's quite a few different ones that are just restaurants on the beach that it's kind of a party scene, but it's super fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. Great shopping, exquisite restaurants. A lot of the chefs are Cordon Bleu trained in France, and they come down to St. Bart's to get more training. And then you can go to Bora Bora in Tahiti and meet somebody who's worked in St. Bart's or in Paris. Mm-hmm. It's a whole French thing going on there. It's so
exactly. Lovely. It's the Caribbean, but it's not the Caribbean. But it is. You're in the Caribbean, but it's not a typical Caribbean island. It's France.
Yeah.
And then for villas, this is Villa Nureyev. This is Nureyev, the ballerinas. This was his pied-à-terre in the 80s. And it's very cool. It's very different. This is a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom. I think you have 2 pools here, a small like jacuzzi pool and then a bigger pool. And we sit on the bluff. This is 5 minutes from Le Tourney, so it's right down the block. Then we have Villa Ocean, which is another 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom. This is all masters. So anybody that wants to go to St. Bart's with friends and all be in one house and you want to rent the villa, no problem. Ask Teresa. She'll get you pricing and everything on it. But it's a great option. Plus you have room service, chef, everything comes from Le Tourney. And you have full use of everything back at the hotel, and we can pick you up and drop you off. You can rent a moke, you can rent a car, you have your own parking spot. And also for Le Tourney, each villa has its own parking spot, because a lot of people like to rent a car and drive around the island and explore, which I think is great. Magnolia, this is in Chile. So if you're going to Chile and you're going to start exploring Atacama or Patagonia, this is a great stop in between. Or maybe when you're coming from the States, you want maybe 1, 2, or 3 nights in Santiago to explore. You can also go to the Vic from here, which is wine. You can go to Valparaiso from here. So Santiago is your main hub. It's the main city. So where we are, we're in an area called L'Ostaria. And this is kind of like the cool, hip, artsy. As a New Yorker, this would be like our Soho in Santiago. So this was an old mansion that the family bought and configured it into a hotel. The rooms are beautiful, very chic in style. For me, it reminds me of an Italian hotel. Everything beautifully appointed, stunning showers, very comfy beds. I love this hotel because they also have a rooftop where you have a restaurant, a full bar, and you can just hang out up here. This is open. Right now they're in summer, but during the winter it closes. But then we have the bar downstairs and we have a restaurant downstairs as well. So either way, you have dining facilities, always inside, and then in the summer months outside. And then we go to White Elephant Palm Beach. This is anybody that's going to Palm Beach, if you've ever stayed at the Breakers or anything like that, this is a great alternative. This is White Elephant is a brand out of Nantucket. And this is a 32 room hotel. It's an old landmark building, but everything inside has been gut renovated. So very kind of Florida chic. Everything's brand new. This is a very new hotel that opened, I think, just a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Then we go to White Elephant, Nantucket. I'm not going to show you many pictures here, just because they're in a full renovation. White Elephant will reopen the end of April, completely brand new. Everything, all the rooms, all the little cottages, everything will be new, which we're really excited about. We're right off the marina. Nantucket is, you can fly very easily to Nantucket Island. And when you get there, you don't need a car because you walk everywhere. It's so easy to get around. It's this quintessential New England town, and it's adorable. Tons of shopping, but the shopping is different. It's not shopping that you'll find anywhere else. It's very local shopping, but adorable, adorable places. Here you have we also have the residences. We have an inn, and what's not on there is the Walwinette. The Walwinette is on the other side. That is quintessential New England. Sorry that that's not in here. So anybody going to Nantucket, if you're going for an anniversary or something special, the Walwinette is definitely more for couples, or I don't really think it's for families unless you're going to do a buyout. It's totally nestled in this little area. So you could take a shuttle from the main area. It'll be about a 15-minute drive. You have your own private beach. You can overlook this, watch the sunset, and you can take a boat between the Walwinette and White Elephant to go for dinner or go back and forth. Greenwich Hotel in New York. This is my home. This is where I am. This is in Tribeca on the west side. This is Robert De Niro's hotel. Small. It looks old. The feel inside is old world, but it's not. It's actually a new build. And this used to be an old parking lot. So this is downtown Tribeca. It's what every New Yorker wishes their apartment looked like or felt like or was the size. So this is a great option for if you're coming to New York and you want to be downtown in Tribeca. There's museums down there, there's art galleries and things like that. Every room has its different tiled bathrooms. It could be Mexican or Moroccan. The rugs are from Tibet. We have a full spa called the Shibui Spa, and we have a restaurant, La Converti, which is Andrew Carmelini's restaurant. New York is a great weekend, quick weekend shopping getaway, girls' weekend, spa weekend. You want to come stay at the Greenwich and do a spa weekend and go to Shibui? Phenomenal. I was there last weekend. I just love this spot. It's the best. And then Hotel Chelsea is actually the Greenwich's sister property in Chelsea. This is the iconic Hotel Chelsea that was built in 1896. And this is where you had Jack Kerouac, you had, I think, Jackson Pollock, you had writers, singers, Janis Joplin, anybody you could think of stayed at this hotel. A lot of people lived at the hotel. There are residents at the hotel. They did a beautiful job. So this is our bar area. All the rooms looks similar to the Greenwich. Comfortable, beautiful. They have all the ones facing front have balconies, so you're overlooking the city. Oops. Am I back?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. My whole screen went black. Sorry about that. So anyway, that's the Chelsea Hotel. So iconic. The spa will be finished in a month or so. The lobby bar is open. We have a restaurant called Don Quixote, and you have just this beautiful, iconic hotel in Chelsea. That's it.
But you did great.
That's the tour around the world.
That is a mouthful. You did beyond great. An hour and a half. You did fabulous. And you took us around the world and showcased. I hope somebody learned something new. And if anyone watches this video, I'm going to put a timestamp down in the YouTube. So you don't have to watch the entire 90 minutes. You can go straight to the destination you're interested in. And if you like anything that you see in this webinar, just give me a call. I'll put my contact information, and hopefully we've inspired somebody to travel somewhere new.
Yep. I was just going to say that. Thank you for having me. I really, truly hope that we inspired some sort of wanderlust or dreaming and saying, oh, I have to go there. Teresa, this is what I'm thinking.
And
so
that, go ahead.
Sorry, any one of these properties would be just a stunning trip. And they're all special and unique and different. And that's what travel is, right?
That exactly. And the whole reason why I started this podcast series is to stir up the emotions and get people inspired to get on a plane and go somewhere, do something you've never done before, get out of your comfort zone and explore the earth. It's in the travel business, we all know everybody. It's such a small place, but yet it's so magical and so large. And that's what I hope I did today. And that's what I hope Lisa gave to you today, is inspiration to travel. So if you like anything you see, just give me a call. And again, click on the timestamp just so you can jump to your favorite destination. So you don't have to watch all 90 minutes, but you're welcome to watch all 90 minutes. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you, Lisa.
You.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.